Yes, guys, welcome to your A-League Match Week 21 Preview. As we have 6 games, we have 5 this weekend, then we have one on Tuesday. We're going to be covering all 5, don't you worry, there will not be a single game missed out this week. As we'll get underway straight off the bat. If you guys do go and enjoy, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. My Chelsea Newcastle preview will be out tomorrow, Saturday, wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this. So, yeah, make sure you're here for that. And let's get right into it. To start off, we got Brisbane Roar versus Western Sydney Wanderers. Two teams on polar opposite form. Fun fact, Brisbane Roar actually hasn't kept a clean sheet in the last 12 games. So I think Western Sydney Wanderers will be very, very, very confident scoring in this game. But it's not a matter of fact that if they score, it's whether they can win the game. Brisbane Roar also hasn't won in a while. They are sitting 8th. Their season is slipping out of their hands. At the start I did say, well, this Brisbane Roar team, this team, who looked so impressive early on in the season, they could make a playoff push. I don't see it anymore, which is quite sad, but there's always next season, as Arsenal fans say. Jesus Christ, sorry for the damn Arsenal fans. Proper Chelsea. But yeah, score prediction, I'm going to go with the Western Sydney Wanderers win. I think they're going to get their season back on track. To be fair, it was never on track anyways, but I think they'll get their season on track. I'm going to go with 3-1. I do not think Brisbane will keep a clean sheet. Next, we move on to Wellington Phoenix versus Perth Glory. This is a Saturday 2 AM kickoff. So early hours of the morning on Saturday. Good time slot. Could actually sleep, wake up for it, then sleep again. But yeah, Wellington Phoenix. What's the best way to describe Wellington Phoenix? Bottle jobs? Nah, that's too harsh. Mid? Below par? Perth Glory, they're about the same. Perth Glory has tried to pick up some results recently. They've won more games recently, but Wellington Phoenix are also looking into this game for some form. And obviously flashback to, I believe, the first match week of the season. Wellington Phoenix did have to come back from 2-0 down, also Perth Glory, and it finished up 2-2. I remember that game really, really well. But score prediction, well, I don't know who to go with. I'm going to go with a draw again, and I'm going to go with 2-2. I don't think anything will separate these two sides. Next, you've got Central Coast Mariners versus Adelaide United. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I'm confident in Adelaide United to win this game. I said it. I'm very confident. Obviously, we haven't brought up recent results. Last week, they did get a 1-0 draw with London Phoenix. Central Coast Mariners won against MacArthur. But I don't know, man. Like, something about Adelaide United winning this game just there. It's just there in my head as we look at the head-to-head, if it will let me. There we are. If it will let me. I'm pretty sure head-to-head Adelaide United has won the last year. I might be wrong though. I'd love to verify my own information. Sorry. We're good. We'll go back to matches. But I do think Adelaide United wins this game. And I'm going to go with 2-1 to Adelaide United. Next, we have Newcastle Jets versus Auckland. This is the big game. I do think that both of these teams will be in finals. And I did say at the start of the season, Newcastle Jets will be one of them underdogs who will do superbly well. Look at how they're doing now. They are top. They are playing some lovely football with the youngest team in the A-League this season. Auckland, obviously having a good season themselves. And I don't know how this game could go. I remember the last time they played, the pitch was really, 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 really soaked. It was a good watch for the neutral, to be fair. I was laughing my head off. It won't be like that this weekend, but I think it'll be close. I do. Auckland last week, if we look at last weekend's results, 2-2 against Perth Glory. Newcastle Jets 1-2-1. I'm gonna go with a Newcastle Jets win. Although a draw is also in my head. It's tight. It's a really, really tight game. Could go either way. I'm going to go with my gut. And I'm going to go with Newcastle Jets win. I'm going to go 3-2. That's probably going to be a draw. But my gut's telling me Newcastle Jets win. Always go with your gut. If you're unsure. Next we have Melbourne victory versus Macarthur. Melbourne victory had a terrible start to the season. They are now climbing up the table. They are in some good form. They did bottle a 2-0 lead in the Big Blue last weekend against the FC. That finished up 2-2. Macarthur lost 3-1 to Central Coast Mariners. I'm going to go with Melbourne victory, not really needing much of an explanation. I just think it's straightforward prediction. And I'm going to go with 2-0. Please don't bottle it. Look, I did jinx it last time. And I remember jinxing that game last week. And I'm like, game set and nuts. You know, just vibing 2-0 up. Then, it's 5 minutes after I tweeted that, they go score 2. Let's not do that this weekend, okay? Melbourne victory. Please, please, pretty please with a cherry on top. Now let's move on to the big one. Sydney FC versus Melbourne City. They did play earlier this year, which finished up 0-0. And I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't know which way this game's going to go. Because if we look back to last week, Melbourne City didn't play last week as they already had their game reorganised. So technically they've had like 2 weeks off. They had to go play in the AFC, which they did get knocked out of, by the way. But I will be honest. Sydney FC did come back from 2-0 down. And I can't talk. And I got so much more confidence in Sydney FC this game. Melbourne City hasn't been themselves. Melbourne City has struggled this season. Melbourne City might not even get top 6. And it does look pretty worrying for the Melbourne side. Melbourne Victory, who's had a terrible start to the season, who has started to pick up some really, really good results, are now basically above them. So I'm going to go with a Sydney FC win, and I'm going to go with 1-0. I think it's going to be tight. Obviously, Ufuk could be leaving at the end of the season, according to reports in Australia, New Zealand. Marco Viggiano, top journalist, by the way. So maybe there's going to be some dressing room concerns in terms of the managerial future. Maybe that put them off, but I don't see it. And I'm going to go with 1-0 in the FC. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. We got a double upload on Saturday. The video was up on Saturday morning. It's going to be a good Chelsea video. I'm actually going to enjoy filming it. But yeah, peace. Love you lot.